Karina here with more to feed your smoldering envy. We told you before about the $1 Million homepage, which alternately inspired reactions of admiration, jealousy, and outright disgust, which was probably just more jealousy. We've got a little update for ya, sure to drive all of those reactions even further. Mr. 2 had put up the last ad space on eBay, and the auction is now closed. The space would have fetched $1,000 if he was still using the $1 per pixel scheme he started with, but as it is, the famous last space sold for a cool $38,000. Mr. 2 is now considering leaving the university whose tuition he was trying to pay when he started the site. Here's an item that we couldn't resist passing along to you when we found it at techdirt.com. It makes for a great test of how geeky you really are. Just one question. Why was it funny that Apple's share price closed at $80.86 after Steve Jobs' keynote speech? Here's a hint. If you know, you're a super geek. How well did I do? I'm not that geeky. You know who else isn't so geeky? Most politicians, and the mainstream media. But they are trying to catch up. For example, Tony Blair made his, and any British Prime Minister's, first ever podcast. It's available on The Sun online and is a recording of his interview with their political editor. What did he talk about? Ridding Britain of the yobs. You know, excessive drinkers of beer, rousers of rabble, and general causers of mayhem. A reasonably interesting listen. And now it's time for fun. Let's play with Google Earth, whose Mac version came out on Tuesday. It's Google Maps on crack, and I can see myself wasting a lot of time on it. Why so nifty? Well, you can seamlessly zoom in and out of the satellite images and scan around the globe. For example, first we'll zoom in from space on where I am now. Then here's the trip I'm going to take this weekend to, exotic Birmingham. There's also a spiffy tilt feature using NASA 3D terrain data. Here's a great view of Mount Fuji. Kind of fun, but not as cool as their almost real-time flight tracking, only available in the US, of course. And as with Google Maps, different applications are popping up all the time, from geotagging your Flickr photos to virtually visiting places mentioned in Shakespeare's writings. Which is actually a cool idea, checking out places that you're reading about. For example, if you're doing a little light reading on the Middle East, and you want to know more about Kabul and the area around it, you can go take a peek. That's all for today. Now I'm gonna go pack my bags for exotic Birmingham.